What's up, guys? So today we're going to be in Mansfield, Ohio with 67-year-old Charles Roberts, who is a senior citizen, and I believe it was April of this year. He was walking down the road and saw a vending machine on the other side of the road and decided to cross and get him a beverage, and lo and behold, apparently he crossed in front of Officer Michael Nelson, who was 27. Nelson was having no part of that. Apparently, he could not believe that this man jaywalked in front of him, the crime of the century, so he stopped and he made contact with him. Well, Mr. Roberts was letting him know how petty the infraction was and was saying that it wasn't necessary for him to be arrested for jaywalking. Well, of course, in usual fashion, Officer Nelson was having no part of that, so he called for his Thin Blue Line gang members, and more of them showed up, and they decided they were going to teach Mr. Roberts a lesson or two about how they're the boss. Anyway, I'd like to note 82% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. Click the button and we'll move along. So this is from a day or two ago, and then we're going to go to, it was either yesterday or earlier this morning, the latest on this incident. So 67-year-old Charles Roberts and 27-year-old police officer Michael Nelson. That's where we're at.
I can't breathe.
And here's a sergeant, a big fat one, but a sergeant nonetheless.
Hello.
Charles.
What? My rib is killing me. I can't breathe.
I got an ambulance coming to check you out.
I didn't do anything.
Well, you were jaywalking.
Okay.
You were jaywalking. You should know that is the crime of the century, Mr. Charles Roberts.
A wild encounter with Mansfield police. An officer body slams a 67-year-old man, fracturing several of his ribs.
Yeah, it was all caught on body cam. 19 investigator Mike Mason is breaking a story you will see only on 19 News.
Put him on there. What? My shoulder! Oh, God! Oh, God!
Charles Roberts says the quick actions of a Mansfield cop changed his life forever. He had never seen the body cam video until now.
This is a 67-year-old man who posed no threat to anybody, crossed the street to get a drink from a vending machine.
I'm sorry.
You okay?
That's the first time I've seen it. All right. Shame on that officer.
Roberts became emotional while watching himself get body slammed by Mansfield police officer Michael Nelson.
This officer brutally and maliciously and violently slammed me on the cement.
His crime?
Also, let's note the time. For people that don't know military time, 00:42:56. That is midnight. 12:42:56. Where's all the... There's no vehicles out. There's only one on the road is a 27-year-old cop that's going to show the 67-year-old Mr. Roberts who the boss is. It is ridiculous.
Jaywalking.
And I was the only person out. There was no traffic, except for a police officer that was driving east down 4th Street.
It happened on April 22nd, just before 1 a.m., near the corner of 4th and Bowman. An officer says he saw Roberts crossing the street outside of a crosswalk. Roberts, who lived just a block away, says he was...
Also, I couldn't tell how far they were from a traffic control device, a lit intersection. If you're more than 150 feet from an intersection, you can cross where you're at. It's like that in most states. It's bullshit to begin with. It is just before 1 o'clock in the morning and there is no traffic. I'm just saying.
Walking to the store to get a 50-cent soda from a vending machine. Instead, he got popped with something he never expected.
Jaywalking?
No, I'm not.
Sir, I'm asking you to turn around and put your hands on son of a bitch. Dude, wait, don't call me dude. Relax.
I didn't know he called the cop dude. Holy shit. That's probably going to be another charge. It isn't. I'm just saying.
My shoulder!
And not only body slam, it's completely on top of him.
Within minutes, Roberts was surrounded by a sea of...
Also, can we notice This is the Blue Line gang members. Can we have some physical fitness? They can't.
Of 7 officers.
Bet you guys act like I committed some major crime.
This is the standards. And this one's just looking out like, I don't know what we're doing. And this one just looks like he's confused as to why he's even there.
And I got every police officer in Mansfield circling when I did nothing.
Now, when he says circling, to be a smartass, they step out of the circle.
Okay.
And then
Paramedics
laugh about
arrived
it.
and began assessing Robert's injuries.
Yes, the paramedics should have took control of this and put him in an ambulance and drove him to the hospital. No, they do none of that either. They should be held responsible too.
I think my right rib is broken.
Then he was slammed with 3 separate charges.
Listen, we're going to issue a summons, okay? You have a court date.
For jaywalking?
Well, you'll get that, and then you get the obstructing and resisting. Okay?
Oh, Lord.
They no more did a thorough assessment of him than anything. They're letting these cops that just did this to him load him up in a patrol car and take him to the hospital. They should be charged too. Their
But
election
Robert
to
says
duty.
his real problems were just beginning as he headed to the hospital to get checked out. He'd soon realize just how high of a price he'd have to pay after crossing a quiet street 30 feet away from the designated crosswalk in the middle of the night.
I should be more in fear of walking up Bowman Street at 1 a.m. of being mugged than being tackled and violently thrown to cement ground by one who is there to serve and protect me.
Coming up tomorrow,
I would agree with that. I'd also say if cops are literally, if they're going to be everywhere, you shouldn't have to worry about being mugged either. See, they won't do anything about crime. They might get hurt if they worry about crime.
at 6, Roberts is now fighting back by taking legal action against the Mansfield Police Department. And you may be surprised to find out just how serious his injuries really were. Plus, find out what happened when he filed a complaint against Officer Nelson. That's tomorrow at 6. Mike Mason, 19 News.
Thank you, Mike. Well, we're going to find out right now what happened. Surely there was some accountability, right? Don't hold your breath.
Breathe. Hello.
Charles.
What? My rib is killing me. I
Yeah,
can't breathe.
I got an ambulance coming to check you out.
I didn't do anything.
Well, you were jaywalking. But
Okay.
You were jaywalking. You should know that's the crime of the century. It's total bullshit.
Last night, we showed you the wild body cam footage of a man getting body slammed by a Mansfield police officer after jaywalking. Good evening, everybody. I'm Brian Duffy.
And I'm Tiffany Tucker. The incident left that man with several fractured ribs, and now he's taking legal action against the department.
19 investigator Mike Mason has a story you will see only on 19 News.
Watch my shoulder. Oh,
Charles Roberts will never forget the night of April 22nd.
Never experienced such pain.
It was just before 1 a.m. when he walked to the store just across the street from his house to get a soda from the vending machine. Mansfield police reportedly saw Roberts jaywalking, and Officer Michael Nelson took the call.
It's such bullshit.
19 Investigates obtained Nelson's body cam footage showing what happened
Hold up, what?
to get a soda from the vending machine. Mansfield police reportedly saw Roberts jaywalking, and Officer Michael Nelson took the call.
Nelson took the call, so who saw him jaywalking if he took the call?
19 Investigates obtained Nelson's body cam footage showing what happened next.
Jaywalking? That's a... No, I'm not. Sir, I'm asking you to turn around and put your hands on son of a bitch. Dude, wait. Don't call me dude. Relax. Watch my shoulder. Oh, my rib.
Where's the good cops at? I was waiting for the good cops to stop it. Where there's no, I'm confused why the good cops didn't stop. That's right, there are no good cops.
Simple directors, man. You gotta listen.
Roberts was checked out by paramedics, then taken to the ER room at Ohio Health.
That was total bullshit. They checked him for nothing.
For 6 days I was in the hospital.
19 Investigates obtained a copy of Roberts' medical records showing how several of his ribs were fractured. How many broken ribs? Or fractured?
7 broken and fractured, just smashed.
Records show 6 ribs were severely fractured, 3 so badly a surgeon considered stabilizing them with metal plates. At the hospital, Nelson cited Roberts for jaywalking, obstructing justice, and resisting arrest.
Jaywalking, obstructing justice, and resisting arrest. You can't make this up.
Resisting arrest, right? Huh.
On August 5th, Roberts appeared in court. Records show after pleading guilty to jaywalking, the prosecutor dismissed the other 2 charges.
They should have never... Did anybody see the body camera footage at this point? Let him plead guilty to jaywalking. It was total bullshit.
Roberts received a $25 fine.
It costs more money for what happened to me, being hospitalized, and now I'm in counseling and medications, than $25.
19 investigators reached out to Chief Bauman,
Well, here's the standards. Here's the big fat chief.
and on Thursday, he provided us with a written statement saying, in part, it's important to emphasize the use of force was not a response to the offense of jaywalking, rather a direct result of Mr. Roberts' actions during the encounter. To describe the incident as body slam for jaywalking is inaccurate and misleading.
It is not. We watched the video. He told him that the charge was total bullshit, and he was having no part of that.
As it fails to reflect the reality of the situation and instead creates an exaggerated narrative.
The escalation occurred solely because of Mr. Roberts' resistance to lawful commands. Total bullshit. Compliance with those commands would have prevented the necessity of any physical intervention. They didn't even have to make contact with him. It was just before 1 o'clock in the morning, and he crossed the street to get a drink from a vending machine.
The escalation occurred solely because of Mr. Roberts' resistance to lawful commands. According to the police report, Roberts hesitated when Officer Nelson asked to see his hands.
His hands were down by his side.
When Nelson asked him to put his hands above his head so he could be checked for weapons, they say he refused.
Again, total bullshit. The whole reason for the contact was bullshit to begin with. They're all about making that money. They don't care if it's $25 or $1. If they can write you a ticket and generate money, that's their whole job.
After a brief struggle, he was placed under arrest. But Roberts feels he did nothing wrong and filed a complaint against Officer Nelson. Records show Chief Bauman conducted an internal investigation, and at the end of July...
Please be advised that we have conducted our investigation into your complaint regarding an alleged violation of the use of force policy, or 1.55. The allegation pertains to the incident involving Officer Michael Nelson, which occurred at 200 West 4th Street on May 22nd, 2025. After a thorough review of all related reports, statements, and body-worn camera footage, we have determined the following. Use of force, R 1.55. The review concluded that Officer Nelson acted in accordance with departmental policy. As such, the complaint has been classified as proper conduct and is now closed. Our agency is committed to upholding the highest standards of professionalism. I appreciate the time you took to bring this matter to our attention. Thank you for your patience throughout this. I guess it's going to say process or something. See if I can see the whole thing. Throughout yada yada yada. If you'd like to discuss the matter, contact me. That's total bullshit. They should not be allowed to investigate themselves.
July, determined Officer Nelson acted in accordance with departmental policy.
And that's the problem. They always say they acted within departmental policy. You can't get rid of them.
I didn't know their policy was to allow officers to body slam 67-year-old disabled men.
Well, their policy is officer safety, and they're the ones that are supposed to go home safely at the end of the night. Pesky citizens be damned.
Roberts says one split-second move by Officer Nelson turned his whole world upside down. Now he wants to see him held accountable.
I just couldn't believe somebody could do that to me.
Roberts spent 6 days in the hospital and says till this day he still suffers some lingering effects from the incident. We reached out to Officer Nelson for comment, but haven't heard back.
Shocker.
Last Thursday, Roberts hired an attorney who plans to file a civil rights lawsuit against the department. We'll, of course, stay on top of this story and keep you updated. Mike Mason.
Thank you, Mike. So let's go back to the comments from the first one. Yeah, it's all the way at the bottom. These people have no business wearing a badge. Not only should they lose their jobs, but they should all do jail time. This is disturbing, disgusting, unacceptable. Justice is needed now. This is what happens when agencies reduce their hiring standards and allow unstable people to be in law enforcement. The local DA needs to petition a grand jury to charge the men involved in the aggravated assault. Yeah, jaywalking, and oh, how dangerous jaywalking very late at night with no traffic on the street. I guarantee we already know what happened when he filed a complaint, gaslighting, victim blaming, intimidation. 67-year-olds, oh my God, he should be ashamed. They should be ashamed. All the good cops must have been off that night. Yes, they must have been off that night. Here's the second one. To see what the vibe is. Just what every abuser says. Look what you made me do to you. Yes, as video after video show police misconduct and their superiors trying to justify it, the absolute disdain for police just grows and grows. Years ago, I was all back to blue. Now I'm not sure if I would piss on a cop if he was on fire. The only thing worse is the chief's response, so ridiculous and self-serving it boggles the mind. I hope his lawsuit bankrupts the city. No, taxpayers will pay that. Another assault for officer safety, yes. He didn't resist. He just didn't submit to the officer's order fast enough. The chief is a total liar when he said Roberts escalated when it was the officer who slammed him to the ground in a few seconds of the encounter. Yes, we investigated ourselves is a phrase that must go away. No government department should ever have sole oversight of itself. That's why there is no accountability within law enforcement. Zero integrity, zero accountability, all force is justified, never their fault. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. That's where we're at with this one. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Also, again, 82% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. Click the button and we'll move along. Let me know what you think about this one, and I'm out.